Guys, just before we get into the next video, I thought I'd just run by you guys that the brand new pre-order for the long sleeve Whacker Life t-shirts is now open. So get onto the website and bloody secure yourself one. The website will be somewhere here on the screen. It also comes in this colour as well, so black and a petrol blue. I think they look bloody spectacular. Now, just to let you know, not to sound like a dick at all, but this is probably the last piece of clothing with this design on it, so get in and bloody secure yourself one. Brand new design, brand new merch coming very soon. Enjoy the video. Grab a beer. Well guys, I'm here at AGD Auto. Now you might recognise the workshop is a little bit different. Now it's not different, they've actually got a, Aaron's got a whole nother workshop now which is dedicated just to 12 volt and 12 volt and electrical installs over here. I'll introduce you to Andy, Andy the Wizard, that's what they call him. But just before I head out on this solo overnighter, which I plan for just for Friday, I've actually got my car getting serviced over there and I've got a few things getting done over here which I'd like to show you guys through. Not as though it's that bloody interesting, but it's interesting to me. But these guys actually, so this is something that Aaron's launched now, so it's a whole nother workshop that they'll be able to service all of your 12 volt needs over here, hence Andy being here. Now I actually know this car here, this car here is actually a mate of mine, Lee Milne, so but they call him Milne, so this is backwards here, but really nice bloke and an absolute Hollywood rig here. There's been no expense spared on this one, an absolute beautiful rig. It's not an ex-miner like mine. She's GXL, brand new, from new. And it's amazing to actually have a look at the difference between a GXL and a workmate like mine. Just those, you should get most of this stuff in the workmate model, I believe, for what you pay for these. Keep an eye out in the next couple of weeks. I've got a video coming out which I do like the pros and cons of owning a 76 series, and the most interesting thing I got out of that video was that there were more flaws than there were, like more cons than there were pros, and I found that very weird. But there are only two points that I found in the pros that was all that I needed to buy that car. So keep an eye out for that video. I had to reshoot it because the whole thing was out of focus. Family or any size family shit. Hopefully this intro is. Let me introduce you to Andy and then I'll speak to Aaron straight after this. So guys, I wanted to introduce you to Andy. He's quite new here at AGD, but he's running the 12 volt division. How are you, brother?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Now, I got introduced to Andy before I actually shook his hand. So Cam actually told me about Andy, and Andy's nickname is the Wizard. He's absolutely incredible at all this 12 volt stuff. Now, dude, for those who might not be familiar, you've come from off-road living, eh?
Yeah, that's right.
And how long were you there for?
About 3 years.
3 years. So 3 years, that's a bloody good amount of time. Yeah. And they've got a great name, Off-Road Living, haven't they? Yep. And they always have, and they still sell unreal bloody products as far as I'm concerned now. How does it feel to be like in a new workshop? How is this compared to your other workshop? Is there more room or less room? Like, what do you look for in a nice workshop, like a work area?
This has definitely got more room, and luckily I got to be involved with setting this workshop up.
Oh, so, beautiful.
Aaron kind of let me take charge on setting things up where I wanted things located.
Yeah, good.
So that's been super good. I've definitely worked in much bigger workshops, but with many more people. So
yeah, gotcha.
No, this has worked out pretty spot on for what we wanted.
And how long have you been doing 12 volt for?
Been an automotive electrician for about 8 years.
Wow.
I've been a mechanic for about 23.
Yeah. Do you know the one funny thing I always find that with every trade, it's like, you know, when usually mechanics cars are pieces of shit. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Your setup is a Hollywood setup, but Andy's actually got a D-Max, but it's very simple, dude. Yours is a very simple, what would you call it, like bulletproof?
Yeah, it's just a basic system that kind of suits what we need it for.
Yeah.
It's not showy.
No, I love that, man, but it works.
It does work.
Yeah.
I can rely on it, and it works all day, every day. I've been in 47 degrees ambient.
Yeah, you were telling me that last. Yeah, I do remember.
Yeah, so it just works. Just does what we need it to do for us.
And you're an avid camper yourself, eh?
Yeah, myself and my wife. My wife's camped all her life too. So,
beautiful.
Yeah,
mate.
we've got a camper trailer as well, and kids love it too. So
must be nice working on nice, clean cars like this, and then all of a sudden I've got my car coming. Got old receipts, old air fresheners in the back. That'll be nice.
Socks.
Dirty socks, maybe some jocks actually from a couple of trips that have sunk behind the seat. But guys, I didn't want to make it too long, and I didn't want to take too much of Andy's time because he's obviously busy at work, but I wanted to introduce you to him because I've always said this about Aaron's factory and Aaron's staff as well. You feel very welcome and not judged when you walk in. It's almost some mechanic shops when you do walk in, it's quite intimidating. I've mentioned that a lot, but it's a big thing for me being like an introvert, not to be judged when I do walk into a place like this. It's absolutely awesome. But I'll let him get back to work, and then I'll stir him up, and I reckon we should get you on a trip, mate.
Yeah.
We got to get a trip going, eh?
All right.
I want to see what he's like tipsy. Thank you, brother. So I've actually literally I had to set this all up again just to let you guys know. I just found out, well, in my own brain, why they call him Andy the Wizard. I wish that I explained this in the first video. He's actually dual trade, got 2 trades, and used to work on Rolls-Royces, McLarens.
Yeah, Lambos, Porsches.
Jeez.
Lots of Beamers.
So this work is below him. Come on, man, that's what you were saying. No, I'm only joking.
I said you can't put words in my mouth, mate.
He did say to me, he was worried that I was going to bloody Tracy Grimshaw him at the start of the video. He's like, as soon as he says something, I'm going to mute him and then talk shit about him. I might still. So guys, you would know this face here. This is Carl from Venture Driven. They've been on a couple of trips now, eh, Carl?
Yeah, a couple of trips.
Tinny trips, and proper Forby trips.
Forby trips and that, yeah.
Now, guys, if you can hear me, jump over to Carl's channel. He's just bought a new rig, and he's going through a new, like a transitional stage in your channel, eh, dude?
Yeah, a little bit. Been a bit quiet lately. But
which will be explained on your channel. Yeah, it's awesome.
A bit of a sore subject for me with my old GU Patrol.
Yep.
But moving up.
Upwards and onwards. Yeah, that's it, man.
Onwards, new car, new setup. So I've been putting a lot of time and a lot of effort into that. I've been doing a little bit of filming, bits and pieces here and there, but I haven't been posting it. I've kind of just been banking it all.
Yeah, lovely, man.
I'll have a bit of a sit down with the boys and have a bit of a D&M about what happened.
Yeah, good stuff, dude. I'd like to get you on the potty. That'd be a wicked episode.
Like the kind of the tail end of what happened during our Twilight Cove trip, which we'll be editing soon.
Awesome.
But yeah, it was a major problem. A lot of money went down the drain, unfortunately. So. It is what it is, but that's why we do it. That's the joys of it, isn't it?
And you're here trying to pay for it now, mate.
Pay for it now.
So, dude, what are you doing there?
So obviously, Aaron. Everyone knows Aaron at AGD Auto. He does his new 12-volt division now. So it's the auto sparky section. So he's doing a fit out in the back of this cruiser here, and putting a inverter in now. With the inverters, a lot of people like to have external power points, so the inverters get tucked away. This side of things needs to be done by a qualified sparky at the end of the day. There's certain test procedures that need to happen. Sorry about that. Boys are making a racket. We're actually still wiring Aaron's shop, so
yeah.
So certain tests need to happen to make sure it tests out okay. The RCD is a crucial part. So the safety switch on the inverters themselves, we need to make sure they trip. If an appliance goes faulty and you're holding onto it and the appliance is metal, you will get electric shock even though it's in a car still. So making sure it's certified properly is the biggest part. And the procedure we do, we actually get proper test certificates that go in, which are for mobile vehicles essentially.
Mint.
So so it gets done properly, certified. Gets full test sheets. That way when Aaron hands over the project and job, it's got fully insured. So if anything ever happens to this car and it's caused by anything in here, Aaron's covered, myself's covered, the customer knows he's covered, so the insurance won't have a problem paying out.
Shit, that's handy. So that is handy, dude.
Biggest part's insurance.
Yeah, exactly.
Not many people understand if you do a lot of this work yourself, your vehicle is not insured.
Yeah, wow.
At the end of the day, and they will find it and they will prove it.
Shit, that's good to know.
Yeah. But yeah, this is sort of what we're doing at the moment.
Yeah, magic.
Getting all set up.
Well, guys, get over to Venture Driven on all the socials, but mainly YouTube, and check out the videos. Yep. Cheers, brother, for doing that. I appreciate it.
All good. Thanks for the talk.
The little list of things that I actually got done apart from a service today, I'll speak to Aaron later and find out the technical stuff that got done, but I was able to pick this GXL bumper up off of Graham. You might have seen him on the podcast as well, but he was 200 cruiser overland. But in the next trip that I do with him, I'd like to show you how he's completely got a new setup now, a new car. And he's gone back, he's sort of stepped back to a more simple setup. I'd like to show you that on the next trip that he is on, but my God, the difference that it adds, it's absolutely beautiful. But this little step here, you would see in many shots in my videos where it's so dented because I back up to the work trailer. Now I'll be taking a lot more care. Let me show you all the other little items that were attended to as well, including a new compressor. But the compressor my old compressor isn't broken. I just split the hose, and it was a good excuse to get this other one installed. Again, I got it from a mate as well. A nice cheap deal from a mate. AGD got their own HR department.
HR hat, mate. Professional.
So I reckon another thing that I actually got was a new battery. Again, not interesting to most of you guys, but I thought I'd just explain that, this is why I don't claim or do how-to videos or claim to know anything about electrical and stuff like that. As far as I thought my battery was okay. But the guys here told me that it's nearly on its last legs. I had it for bloody nearly 3 years now, the old Century batteries. And I'll tell you what, love them. So I've got another one of the exact same type put back in there, just to give her a bit of life back in the engine bay here. And let me show you the compressor, the double ARB compressor that I'm getting put in, and the story behind it as well, because I'm not a millionaire. So guys, this is it here. This is the under passenger seat ARB compressor here. Now I've got a few little things to mention. Let me tell you the story behind this. So in true Pete fashion, it's bloody great. I lucked out really hard with this air compressor here. So this was actually, you would have seen someone else on the channel, Matt from 4 Explore. Again, he's got a whole new setup, so I can't wait to show you that. But he, this air compressor was from his 200. Aaron over there. This air compressor was from his 200 series, and he said, look, I'm not going to need it for a while, because at the time he was thinking of like he was waiting for another setup and maybe going in a total opposite way. So I was able to snaffle this from him. But the other thing I wanted to mention as well, I was able to pick up a PDP under seat bracket. So apparently you can, hey Bow, can you actually fit a fire extinguisher in here too?
Yes.
Yeah, so, and because Travis from PDP was telling me about an alternative fire extinguisher, which is like a fire, I think it's called a fire, not a fire stick. Oh, I've forgotten what it's called. I'll actually put it up on the screen now, where it doesn't, he was basically telling me in layman's brickies terms that it doesn't ruin everything and corrode anything once the fire's been put out. So I actually learnt a few things myself there. So, but this bracket here is super heavy duty, and I'm glad they made it, because it's it looks far too professional for my car. But a big thanks to Bow. Bow, actually, there's a story behind that. Bow's going to be on one of the trips coming up, and he's got the most Hollywood cherry, would you call it cherry red, dude?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, go on. Cherry red 79 series. It's got freaking truck stacks on it. I want to show you because it's Hollywood, but he drives it like it's a stolen car. So guys, I also wanted to mention, he doesn't even know that I'm coming up to him talking about, no, don't you try to escape. Dude, I wanted you to mention as well that you did a leaf, the leaf conversion, the leaf over on your rear axle.
Yeah, so spring over axle.
Yeah. And you were saying that it was more popular back in the day?
Yes.
Hiluxes and that?
Old school Hiluxes and Hilux Surfs, they used to flip them over to get a better ride and a much higher lift.
And more clearance?
Yeah.
So I really can't, well, I was actually planned to have him on a trip, but it ended up changing at the last minute. I think Aaron came along.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do a run through of his car. So I'm glad we waited a little bit, I'll be honest with you, because so if the top of his tray, the top of his tray on his Land Cruiser is the top of his head. It's insane. Is it legal?
Yes.
Hey, also I should mention as well, man, thank you. I know you're working a bit late tonight. These guys usually make that effort for me and I appreciate it. Don't know why. I don't know why.
I don't know either.
No, I appreciate it. Guys, I'll throw some photos in. Wait for that bloody run through. It's going to be sick. All right, guys. Well, we're pretty much at the end of the day now. It's a long day for these guys. It's 5:30 as we're filming this now, and Bow's still going on my car. Yep. Now, I wanted to gather Aaron. Aaron doesn't really... I have a bad habit of doing this to a lot of the guys around here, and a lot of guys that I film with, I don't really give you notice on what I'm going to say, because I want it to be a genuine answer. I don't want him to have to, to be able to, rehearse. So I wanted to know, what was your drive behind starting a 12-volt division?
Oh, look, to be honest with you, we just got tired of seeing some pretty
substandard work. Yeah, gotcha.
It is negative, but it's been years now. I've seen it on cruises that we just had enough of it, and we thought we'll give it a go. We just come in contact with Andy, and he said, "Look, I want to come on board."
There could be no one better.
For a long time. So bringing him on board, it's been great. We've had about 6 or 7 builds now. That customers are wrapped. So,
beautiful. And I'm trying to spread the awareness that you can get. This is a one-stop shop, guys. I mean, literally, look behind me over here. Milne's car, he's a friend of mine there. That's a Hollywood car. And then what have we got here? A 300 series in
300
here.
In.
But need to also remind you, wait, do you do the 12-volt stuff on any car? Or is it you mainly want to stick with the Land Cruisers and stuff as well, being as specialising in it?
Yeah, we're going to open up to all 4Bs.
Yeah, gotcha.
For electrical.
Beautiful.
Mechanical will still just stay cruisers. But with electrical, 12-volt systems.
Anything you can think of.
The same on all vehicles. It's just, servicing, we just want to stay specialising in
Land Cruisers. And there was one thing that I filmed before, you didn't see it, but I was speaking to Carl, the electrician. What was the deal there, for just to reiterate, what was that? Because that's like a full proper PowerPoint by a 240 volt electrician, isn't it? So what is that? What's the deal there?
It's really just to make sure that you're covered on your insurance. So there's guys out there that will go put an inverter in, no RCD. I'm sure Carl probably explained.
He did pretty well, I think.
The repercussions that can happen off 240. And it's to make sure that everyone's covered. Like you've got a tradesman doing the install. You've got an electrical tradesman that's going to
sign off on it.
Comes in, sublets to us to test it. Gives you a report, gives you a caravan certificate. It's quite popular now in caravans, but I haven't seen anyone do it for four-wheel drive. So
you want to offer that service,
that's why
man.
we
that reassurance.
We put it through. So
beautiful.
It's something a little bit different.
Excellent. I think it's a good thing. But that will pretty much wrap up this section of the video. Next time you'll see me, I'll be up lighting a bloody fire or cutting some firewood. But before I mention that, I'm training Aaron to get him on the Everyman Chats podcast. I would love for you guys to hear his journey because it's quite bloody fascinating. And also, before I leave, we're going to plan another trip, all right? Okay. Because, for your wife, I'm going to mention it to your wife, he needs to plan a trip away because it's part of business.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks, Az.
I've been trying to come up with the highest of feelings, but there ain't nothing new under the sun, so you avoid to place were a phase and worth the time.
Well, I think this is just as good a spot as we're going to get. There's probably about another 30 to 40 spots around here that I haven't even shown you guys yet, but it is a Friday. I've taken a Friday off. Last time you would have seen me would have been at AGD Auto. Staveled myself a shirt there, thanking you. First time I've been able to properly camp here with a nice big fire and stuff. So, good thing about the owner of this place, it's absolutely incredible. I don't know how I lucked upon this place here, but Les, the owner, he said to me, he goes, look, if you want to bring out a chainsaw and chop any dead stuff around, help yourself. But he goes, he's got crates everywhere of different spots that he collects wood and that. And he's like, look, there's a bit of wood down by the shed there. And it's like, that guy, he doesn't actually know me from a bar of soap, and yet he trusts me with his land, and I won't violate that trust at all. But I brought a little bit from home, but I just thought it's a little bit of a solo overnighter, so I'd bring you guys along. I'm shooting a couple of other videos here. I actually own this fridge now for, I think, 10 and a half months now, and gave it a good old beating, and I think I want to do a bit of a like a revisit on the rear setup here, see how my drawers and that have gone and how everything's gone, and do a bit of a review on this fridge here, because I think I've beat it up enough. Geez, the weather's turned bloody beautiful. A couple of days ago, it was actually pissing down earlier in the week. Usually these are the days that you're at work, and it's nicer than being at work. Now, if you're watching this, I promise you, this shot here, I'm meant to be blurry. I'm trying to get on top of the focus thing. I do not know. I got this years ago, this blue blanket here. I put this underneath. It keeps you super warm. I do not know where we got it from, but I wish I could, because I'd buy 6 of them. A little bit bulky to carry around, but it's incredibly warm and a good backup. I actually lay this over. It actually fits perfect. It's like a little throw rug, but it's super, super thermal. Bit of useless information for you there, but if you can find something like this, it's beautiful to stop that coolness coming from the underneath your swag. Good thing about this property too, it's just, I was saying before, I actually put a little bit of shit on my my Instagram. Of course, you're going to paint it absolutely beautiful, but it's hard not to around here, because I'm looking just in the distance here. I'll try and show you guys later on. Big pack of sheep down there. Sheep are like grazing around. This was super dry a couple of months ago, as you know. Summer sort of dragged on a little bit, and this was all super dry and amazing. I was speaking to the owner, you know, after 1 or 2 rains, it just completely transforms. So I'll finish getting this set up, and I think the next thing on the list is I'll go down the corner of the property and grab some firewood, just some easy stuff, and split it here. I won't need much for tonight anyway. I've got a little cook up coming up tonight and tomorrow, which I'll do separate videos for, because this is the main reason I wanted to get access to this property, was to do a heap more camp cooking as a bit of like a learning experience myself. So I'll get a beer before all of that, because we're in double figures now. It's 11:30, and you should get one too, I think. 100%. Double park yourself. I don't care. Yeah, as I said, it's a beautiful little property, this one. I like to try and keep it nice and private for the owner. I think I might actually help myself just to this little pile here. I won't need much, or I might grab 1 or 2 big blocks from the shed that he's talking about, but I won't show that. But either way, I'll take you with me. I am frothing a goddamn fire. I might actually get it ready quite early after I shoot these other videos. It's nice being camping while everyone else is working. Not to rub it in or anything, I apologise. Actually, I'll take you around here while I've actually got you. Have a look at this beautiful little rock formation. I know where I'm going now on the property. Look, just green fields everywhere. Beautiful, beautiful property. I'm getting quite close to where I don't want to show off, so I'll see you back at camp, guys. On the pale ales today, I'm actually enjoying these pale ales more than the lagers at the moment. So cheers to Shelter, guys. Shameless plug. If you want to get 10% off of all Shelter merch and Shelter beer delivered to your door, use the code WACA10. Throw it in and it'll take 10% off the price for you. Full disclosure, that 10% comes back to me and the channel. But also, I must say, I bought a carton of Corona for Les, the owner here, and I usually do every time I come up. $64, man. It's crazy. Times are crazy. It's pissing me off. Pissing me off. Cheers, guys. Also, have a look at this. I have a bloody watcher of the channel that sent me this, made this and sent me it. It's a WA Camping Adventures. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully that's in focus. Got a little dirt bike over there. Made me a beautiful, so Terry Greentree, mate, he made me that. And look, all the supporters on the back here. How good, man. Absolutely awesome. I'm going to cook on that tonight. We'll cut stuff and cook on it. Right, that should pretty much do me for tonight. Who knows? Who bloody knows, eh? Geez, another shout out to the owner of this place, an absolute champion. I'll make sure I fix him up a little bit extra for this beautiful firewood. It's got loads of it around here, but I'm going to need a little bit because I'm cooking on coals tonight. I'm actually cooking a meal that I've tried at home a couple of times now, and it freaking blew my mind. It's a hot honey chicken and bacon ranch sandwich, but it's skin on. And it's a little bit like, I always like to try and find new burgers or new style sandwiches, and this one here, it's like totally different from what I've ever had, and it blew my mind. It's incredible. So make sure you check out the video for that, but I'll throw a bit of footage in this one, in this solo as well. So not much else for me to do now. I'm going to wait a couple of hours, sit down here, just do a few little things around here, get a little fire area ready, knock a couple of these back, have a bit of time to myself, and then I'll see you a bit later when I'm lighting the fire. Well, I'm sort of, well, I've finished chopping the wood now. I'm pretty good, I think, for tonight. Who knows? I might be kidding myself, but this is actually quite a rare occasion. I've brought all my axes with me. Now, these here have been sent to me from Simon from Dawn Mowers. Now, I've got to be honest, I've had these axes for over, especially the big one, I think I've had about 3 years now. No selling point in these. I just wanted to show you because I think they're a bloody work of art. They're a Gransfors Brux. I think I've pronounced that right. Now, I reckon the difference between these and some of the axes that you do get, these are actually like handmade over in Sweden. They're absolutely beautiful. Far too good for me, but I thought I'd show you anyway because it's a beautiful thing. I reckon it's very therapeutic to chop wood like this just on your own. But starting off, this is probably the one that I've used the most actually. This is the small splitter. So it's like nice and light, very good for splitting sort of small to medium bits, maybe like that, nice and easy. Shit, that worked quite well. Didn't expect it to. Very good for that. Nice weight, controlled around a little bit. Then you got the medium splitter, which is still good to swing, but still okay to sort of maneuver, you know, as you would the small one. And then you got the big boy, which I was just using, the large splitter. Now this one will make light work of this big bit of jarrah here. A lot of weight to that one. This one here I bring out when I know that I'm going to be using it on days like this. But probably for the rest of the night, I'll use the medium. But a beautiful bit of kit. I thought I'd show you. Hey guys, if you've got some good experiences with axes and other brands that I might not know about, I'd love to hear about it. So let us know, see what you think. Anyway, another beer. I have a sneaking suspicion that I'm going to need a fair bit more because it's getting bloody cold. But there's plenty there. I can still split that big boy, and I can also still go and help myself to the bigger pile. What an absolute gentleman. Just the heat coming off, that's nice. Nothing better than the old crackle of nice dry wood. That's when you know you got nice. I don't know if any other wood does this from the eastern states and stuff like that, but jarrah, how it crackles, is something that's insanely nostalgic for West Australians. All right, I'm gonna build this fire up, get the Yui boom on with the country tunes, because otherwise I'll get copyrighted. actually re-seasoned that hillbilly pan there. That's good for on that pole or off that pole. It's really, really bloody handy actually. Just finished doing the a bit of a cooking segment, like I tried like a different style with 2 different camera angles. I mean, I reckon guys who have watched me maybe from like back in the day, I think one of my first videos maybe would have been a cooking video. Love my cooking, as you can see from the size of me. What an arvo it's been, just like a nice little arvo away. This is only 12 minutes from my house. It's nice to get away, just at least if it's just for one bloody night, you know. Even though I had to film a heap of stuff, this isn't work to me. This is not work to me. This is fun. This is fun stuff that you get to play around with. Of course, most of you guys would know, it's like I'm a bricklayer first and foremost, and I think it will always be that way. Because I don't ever want to make this a job. This is too fun for me. Far too fun to ruin a good thing. I'm just very lucky to have picked up some like supporters along the way, like, you know, example, Dave and Mel Butchers, Earth Track with the lighting and stuff like that, because otherwise I'd never be able to afford something like this, a side hobby like this. But I actually saw like a video maybe 1 or 2 months ago, and I've wanted to talk about this. And it was a creator in the same sort of niche as me who was sort of, I'm going to say flat out, like complaining about the views they got, and they tried to do it full time, or at least more than part time, or more than a side gig, and stepped up everything. I've done it myself before, and it didn't sort of work out, and they were quite upset about it. And if I reckon if you're in this to get views and to do it full time, then you're in it for the wrong bloody reason. I mean, guys that I know that are doing it full time, they fell into it accidentally. Myself, if I've been asked if I want to do it full time, I can't, but even if I had the chance, I actually wouldn't. I truly wouldn't. But I don't ever want it to become a job. I mean, I wanted to explain something as well, that I came out here 2 to 3 months ago and I shot this video in this exact same spot about owning a Land Cruiser for 9 to 10 years and putting 220,000 kilometers on this car. And it was sort of like a bit of a guide as to what people might want to look for, or if you're on the fence about it, this might help you make a bit of a decision. I shot it with the new camera and the whole thing, it was probably about 15 to 20 minutes. The whole thing was out of focus. I couldn't give less of a shit about reshooting it, because I'm fine with that. It gives me a chance to improve on it. This is something that I love that much that I really want to excel at it. And I'm still very, very low, but I like knowing that there's something to work towards, 1,000,000%. One other thing I actually had to ask myself is, like, what do you consider as success in this game? It's like, if you think too much about the numbers, especially in my niche, you'll become a bloody wreck about it if you're really concerned that much about numbers. With me, I reckon I've learnt quite slowly, but a very quick up ramp in the last maybe 2 years, is that I don't give a shit so much about the numbers. I care more about connecting with the audience, and also maybe more selfishly than the audience, I care more about whether I enjoy it and whether I'm sort of getting better and improving. Because for me, you know, for the amount of slow-mo there is, I love the cinematic stuff. I really do. I get inspired by people like Alex from Intense, Bo Miles, people like that just really inspire me about telling a proper story. And I know that's only for a handful of people, but I don't care. I'm doing cooking stuff now, like I'm stepping up my cooking stuff, because I enjoy it. I'm not doing it for anyone else. It's for people, and same with the podcast. It's whoever enjoys it. It's there for you to enjoy it. It's not going to be everyone's. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. But also, if this was a full-time job and I was relying on this shit, it would change who I am. Change who I was as a person. I'd be putting out shit just to have it put out, to keep on a timeline. I'd be putting stuff out that I actually don't want to film, but that I want the engagement for. I absolutely do want the engagement, but I don't care about it that much that I'm going to stress myself out over it. You know, classic example being the video that I filmed and f***ed up, but I'll reshoot that because I think it's something that I'd want to watch before I buy something like this, you know. I don't know, you know. This is something I actually came up to the block tonight to shoot a heap of other stuff, but also to get away because heap of this shit has been on my mind for a while. And I'd love to know your thoughts. I really would. I don't want to drag this on too much. But I'm going to sit back here, pour a second whiskey, and watch this fire burn down. I've got a heap, enough for tomorrow to stoke it back up again. I've got my head at that end of the swag to watch this fire burn out all night. Might stoke it during the night so I can actually reignite it easily in the morning. Great thing about that bloody hillbilly camp cook set there. You can literally just pan it around in the morning. I'll pan that back around again, scrape the shit out of it, and start cooking on it again. I'd love to show you guys what's happening in the morning. It'll be another little cooking segment because I love it. And that's enough. I think that's enough with the camera tonight. It's been a challenging night as far as filming goes, but I'm all for it. I'm all for it. If I can lay bricks every day, I can do something like this and sit here having beers and whiskies. This is piece of piss. Don't complain about what you're doing. Enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, piss off. See you in the morning. Morning guys, probably about 6:30, 6:45 now. Gotten up just before the sunrise. It was a beautiful cool night last night. It was a bit cool, but it was so nice and still. It's beautiful here to wake up to the kookaburras and the bird life as well. I love coming up here. I think I'm going to do a lot more of it. I've got a heap of stuff done up here as well that I wanted to get done. But before I head off, I'm getting the fire going just enough for to cook a nice big fat steak over the fire. I'm always struggling to find good breakfast, not good breakfast food, just like different breakfast meals. It's like bacon and egg wraps, bacon and egg, all that type of stuff. You know, I wanted to try and, I feel like a steak. So I'm going to make steak tacos with that ranch sauce last night. I'll show you what that looks like with a bacon and egg in it as well. That should start me off nicely for the day. Anyway, I better get packed up because I just want to cook me brekkie and make tracks. You don't need to see this. Well, there you have it. That's another little solo trip done, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed putting it together. What a beautiful day it's going to be. That breakfast was bloody epic. I hope you guys enjoy the different type of format for the cooking videos. You know, just having a chat to you guys, letting you know what my thoughts and feelings at the time while you have a beer and cooked in a bloody dinner or a meal with me. I'm going to make tracks out of here. Literally only bloody 12 minutes to get back to my house, and I'll be back up here pretty soon, I'm pretty sure. So, guys, keep an eye out. We're heading up to Karratha very soon. Got an epic trip planned. Hopefully it all goes to plan. I'm frothing for that. Have a listen to the podcast, guys. Everyman Chat's got some awesome guests coming up. I'll throw a bit of footage of that on the screen now. Also, check out the Swagman podcast. Always, that releases weekly, every Friday, 5 a.m. Just for your commute on the way to work. If you're interested in becoming a Patreon and you like what you see, have a look. The details are just down below in the description there. Grab yourself some merch. I'm pretty sure there's a bloody pre-order open right now for the long sleeve tees. But, you know, just the main thing is comment, get involved. I love chatting to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.